Just like Stormy, she been one of my girls for 30-something years. She came in as the nerd. This next young lady I'm going to introduce. She had glasses on when she came to dance. I seen her transform her whole look in the front of my eyes. She's one of the most impactful models on IG today. She has danced from Lil Wayne to Jay-Z to Rick Ross videos. This young lady always was respectful. She always was impactful. She always was nice, soft-spoken, and very sweet. Carried herself like a lady. See, I want y'all to be careful with your judge as well. Mm-hmm. Just because you see somebody in the strip club, that don't mean they're nasty. Mm-hmm. Just because you see somebody in the club, that don't mean they doing drugs. Mm-hmm. That don't mean they selling their bodies. That don't mean they doing none of that. I have never seen this young lady even date a guy, but when I tell you they dropped 10 to 20 or 30, imagine making 20,000 in 20 minutes. An hour. Somebody just want to see you dance in a bathing suit. See, the entertainment world is different now. You don't even have to, just like y'all be twerking. They twerk and get 20 to 50,000. Okay. That's what the people come in and spend now. They don't have to go home and have a date. You do that if you want to. This young lady has always had the same smile y'all see right now on Instagram. I want y'all to give it up for one of my girls that I never sold a deal. But I've always talked to her. She looked at me like Auntie Portia, so beautiful, so sweet. When I saw her part of the TLC family and a part of Girl Hold My Hand, my eyes was like shocked and in belief. I saw her get a little big and she wasn't happy with that because she knew she always was built like a model. And the one thing I saw her do before I saw her take any product was rebuild herself. She came in looking like this, a whole nerd, Steve Urkel. That's what she looked like. I said, where's she going? She finna dance too? I gotta see this. Next time I saw her, she ain't had a glass. I said, you ain't got your glasses on tonight? She didn't need them, she had contacts. Next time I seen her, she looked like a glass doll. I said, what won't money do? She ain't look the same. But just as you see her walk through this door, y'all give it up for Miss Leanne. I'm gonna tell you something, y'all. On everything, how she act right now is how she acted when she danced. They hurry up and got her out. They gave all type of contracts because they just wanted her to be the video girl. She was so pretty, so beautiful, and still is. But your spirit would take you everywhere and get you connections where you thought you couldn't go. Leanne almost gave up on herself because she had a baby and thought it was over. I can tell from your Instagram that you hadn't thought it was over. But won't God do it? Won't He bring you back to life? And this young lady, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud to see your success. You growing, you showing up for everybody. You tell them your story. Your story is your glory in the end. Amen. Don't you never be ashamed of who you was and where you came from. You got to let them know you was that girl. You transferred from Steve Urkel to this girl, and to the other girl, and then you came this girl. And then I watch you come from the postpartum depression to this bad girl right there. You still ain't standing bow-legged like you supposed to.
Hey y'all, so I'm happy to be here to speak with y'all, and yes, everything she said was true. I used to be the video vixen girl. I was in all the magazines, all the videos. I was on TV, worked for CBS 4, I worked for Clear Channel, I was on station in the radio where I was shaking my tail at night. However, I never let it be known that I was shaking my behind because I wanted people to know me for me and not judge me for what they saw me in the club. So I made a lot of money in the club, but if you didn't come in the club to give me some money, you didn't know I danced. Right. So with all that being said, I kept myself in a certain level head. Not that I was embarrassed and ashamed that I danced, but I wanted to do more. And we're taught today to show up as where you see yourself going before you get there. So that's what I was doing then, but I didn't know that's what I was doing. Right. I was at college during the day, shaking tail at night, going to the radio station, CBS 4, CW, working here on the networks with all the Caucasian people because the black people knew I danced. So I went over there with them so they wouldn't know I was shaking my tail at night. right? Okay, so with doing all of that, because I kept my head in that space of where I saw myself going, I never let doubt, fear, insecurities get in the way. At that time, I never did. Because I kept myself focused on where I was going. And like Portia said, when I had my son, the bubble I built in my brain, the neighborhood in my brain, it went away for a short period of time because I had to step to the reality. I'm a mom now. I'm this. I have responsibilities. I'm now a wife. And it shut down that small part of me. So that's what I'm going to talk to y'all about today. How I went from being that it girl, how I went from being that nerdy Urkel girl to that it girl to going back down but building myself up, getting over the fears, my own doubts, and my own insecurities. So I hope that will help you. My acronym that helped me get over my fears and doubts is SLAP. God is within me, but the hood in me was slapping you. And I don't mean the hood down the street down there. I mean the hood in my mind. I don't mean slap like Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I mean slapping your fears and doubts away so you could get to where you see yourself and not stay stuck and stagnant anymore. So the S for SLAP is stand in your power. I noticed that when I was standing in my power, I was achieving all my goals. Nothing was getting in the way. I wasn't thinking about the what ifs and the negativities because I was focused on my goal. But when I started standing in that place that we get in sometimes where, oh, the what ifs and oh my God, this is going to happen. What about what's going to happen if you do it? Not what's going to happen if you don't. Not what if somebody, I'm going to use you as an example. Not what she think about you or him. What you think about you. Because it goes back to the neighborhood in your mind. Not the neighborhood of the people that's around you. So the S is for stand in your power. When you stand in your power, you take control and ownership of your life. Yes. You take control and ownership of the thoughts that you think. You don't think negative because that's going to make you not go towards your dreams and your goals. Fear, doubt, and insecurity cannot occupy the same space of faith. You got to have faith where you're going, faith where you see yourself going, so you could go there because you have to see yourself before you get there. Mm-hmm. So again, S, stand in your power, in your mind. Yeah. The L, lead or leadership. Not you go lead other people because you can't lead nobody nowhere if you can't lead yourself. Mm-hmm. That goes back to your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, anything that you want to achieve in life. You have to lead the thoughts that you think. You have to lead where you see yourself going because if you lead with the negative thoughts, where do you think you're going to go? Exactly. And I know from truth, because I'm speaking my own truth. Remember, I went from the girl that was Steve Urkel to the girl that's making a lot of money shaking behind in the club to the girl that was on TV and then fell down. And I had to rebuild myself up. And these are the steps that I did to rebuild myself back up because I lost faith in myself. I stopped trusting in myself to make the good decisions when I actually knew how to make them, but I don't know what happened. I let fear and doubt step in, and it made it all go away. So the L again is leadership. Lead your thoughts. Lead your mind. Lead yourself where you see yourself going. Activities, spaces, people that you put yourself around. Yeah, it seemed like fun, but y'all know what fun is. Oh, you having fun, but it's a real big old distraction. Right. And it take your mind away from your ultimate goal. So your friends and your family may not understand, but you got to keep you first. So stand in your power, lead. Do not let distractions slip in. Distractions seem like fun, but if it do not lead you towards your goal, if it does not get you closer to where you see yourself going to improve yourself, don't entertain it. Let them be your friends over there. Let them be your friends on the phone sometimes. But if it's going to lead you to go backwards, then I'm sorry, I can't be around you. And not sorry in a bad way, but I'm sorry, I see myself going somewhere. If I go and entertain you too long, right, I'm going to go backwards with you. And I don't want to go where you at. I want to go where I see myself in my mind. Whew, yeah. Yes. So we have the next one. A. We always hear people say alignment, but they normally say alignment with other people. You have to have alignment with yourself and your goals. I got a question. What's some of y'all goals? You, Sarah, what's one of your goals?
My goal is to be a life coach.
Okay, so your goal to be a life coach. I'm gonna paint you an example, not a true example. So say you got a group of friends that you grew up with in the past, right? And you done decided you want to be a life coach, but they done decided they still want to do the same thing over and over and over. But them your friends, you don't want to throw them away, but you got to know how to give them some of your time, but give you all your time so you could get the way you see yourself going as a life coach. How you gonna be a life coach if you still hanging around with them? They don't have no goals to get nowhere.
Yes.
And them your friends, you love them, but how you gonna be a life coach and you letting them take your life from you? You not adding those to your life, but your friends really taking your life from you. The fun taking your life from you. The distractions taking your life from you. God give you things, and the enemy give you things. The enemy gonna give you what's so much fun to distract you to get from getting to where you're going.
Yes.
And I speak on that heavily because I entertained those distractions far too long. Those distractions is actually what knocked me off my high horse of where I was at. I was doing real good, had real goals, and I'm still doing real good now. But I'm speaking on that period of when I noticed where I got stagnant. And when that stagnant kicked in, the doubt kicked in, the insecurities kicked in. I stopped believing in myself. I didn't trust myself to make good decisions anymore because I fell down and got distracted by being around the wrong crowds, the wrong people, and entertaining the wrong things. So when you have goals of where you see yourself going, hold on to it tight. It doesn't matter who understands it and who cares. You see it, you understand it. You do what you got to do for yourself to get to your goal, to get to your next level. If you're doing the same thing you was doing 3 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, do you think that's really getting you closer to your goal?
That's right.
Does that make you feel happy? Does that make you feel good inside? Does it make you trust yourself that you're making the right decision? Why not?
You're not going to fulfill better.
Say it again, you don't feel fulfilled.
You're not going towards your purpose, so you're never going to be fulfilled.
So that means what? A distraction came in, occupied all that, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So the next letter in S.L.A.P is P. Progress. Not progress for nobody else, but progress for yourself. Test and measure your progress on your decisions. Build your own confidence up by testing the measure of your decisions. Like, think back, we said L, stand in your power. As you stand in your power, you're now gaining the confidence back inch by inch to know that you know how to make the right decision. You know how to take control of your mind. You know how to do what you need to do to get to the next level with no distractions. L, lead. Lead yourself. It builds your confidence again. Remember, it's 4 letters, but these are the steps that will help you rebuild yourself and rebuild your confidence and not let nobody throw you off. Lead. You can feel when something not going right. But pay attention to it faster. The more, like sometimes the same test come to you over and over through different people.
Yes.
But the more better and familiar you get with it, you identify it faster so you could lead yourself a little faster this time. Then lead yourself a little faster the next time. So therefore you could get there. You get what I'm saying? You don't get thrown off. The more you do it and the more you repeat the same thing over and over, you get better at it. Another way to build your confidence, to trust within yourself. That you know what to do to get you the way you see yourself going. All of those fall into the steps of progress and checking your own progress. Those are the steps that I use to rebuild my confidence when I got thrown off. And just because you rebuild your confidence, it doesn't mean that something else is not going to come along and knock you off again. Okay. Right when you get to your okay, I did it. I passed the test. Oh, you got a whole new test coming. But guess what? You got the steps right there. It may take a little time because, you know, we human. We get in our feelings a little bit. We just can't stay there.
That's right.
But use those steps to pick yourself back up. And it don't matter how many times you got to do it. But the more you do it, the faster you're going to get so you can help and go to that next level. Those are the steps that I use to rebuild myself. Like, I use those steps after I had my son. After I had my son, I ain't recognize the person looking at me in the mirror. I ain't even think I was going to be a mama. Me and my brother, we flipped coins on who was gonna make our parents grandparents. I lost that 30. But I had to find myself again, reinvent myself again, change the wheel of what I saw. Instead of thinking of everything that I just said, because those really was the thoughts that I was thinking, that made me stay there longer. So again, those steps can be applied in so many areas of your life, even when it comes to breakup. Yeah, I'm married. I've been with my husband for 14 years, and we had a girlfriend. My choice. Yeah, I said that. We had a girlfriend, my choice.
Okay.
All lived together, everything. I loved it. My idea and all. But check this out. I had just rebuilt myself from another situation. And when that came, when it ended, it came, stayed, we lived together, but when it ended, it broke me. I almost forgot all them steps I just told y'all. I gained 50 pounds behind it. I started getting drunk behind it because I didn't want to think about it. Now, to mind you, I knew the steps of what to do because I had done did the steps over and over, but I forgot at that moment because I was in my feelings. Your feelings will not get you nowhere. The logic is in the steps that's up here in your mind. Whew, yeah, that girl broke my heart. But guess what? My heart is back big now. And I have rebuilt myself. I don't cry about it no more. And I felt like God did that because some people like to do things by themselves, and I'm not one of them people. I'm learning to be, but I like team effort. I like to say, oh, you my friend, Sarah, come on, let's go do this together. Even if she don't want to do it, I'm going to try to convince her because I know it's good for both of us. That's me. And I noticed that when you do that, you got to learn to take that energy and that power you was trying to put in somebody else and put it into yourself. And that's what really knocked me off of that high horse then, because I took that energy I should have been putting into myself and I tried to share it with the wrong person. It's not up to you to share your dreams and goals with other people. God will place where you need to share your dreams and goals with somebody. Because if you choose to do it, the devil is gonna jump in that slide of God. And that's not what you want. So when you have your dreams and goals, your dreams, your aspirations, whatever the vision God put on your mind, protect it. It's not meant to share with everybody because God didn't give them the vision for you to see, for them to see. God gave it to you. So again, slap the F out of your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities.